Every century believes it is overwhelmed, overworked, overstimulated, overwhelmed by noise. But what if the crisis of distraction is not new? Welcome to the Open Page. I'm your host, Sonia. Today I want to connect a 19th century American classic, Walden, by Henry David Thoreau, with one of the most talked about ideas of our time, mindfulness. At first, this might seem like an unusual pairing because Walden is often taught as environmental writing or transcendental philosophy or a critique of industrial society. Mindfulness, meanwhile, shows up in meditation apps, therapy sessions, and stress reduction workshops. But look closely, and you will find that Walden is not just about a man living in a cabin near a pond. It's about attention. It's about wakefulness. It's about reclaiming the present moment from the machinery of modern life. And that sounds very much like mindfulness. What does it mean to live deliberately? So let's begin with a simple question. What is mindfulness? At its core, mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to present moment, intentionally and without being swept away by distraction, anxiety, or habit. It's not just relaxation, it is awareness, clarity, the courage to see what is happening inside us and around us without immediately reacting. Now listen to Thoreau's famous lines. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life. Live deliberately. That phrase could easily headline a modern mindfulness workshop. Thoreau did not go to the woods to escape life. He went to wake up to it. He went to test whether life, stripped of access, would reveal something essential. In the opening chapter, Economy, Thoreau makes a startling argument. He says, most people live lives of quiet desperation, not because survival demands it, but because society has trained them to confuse luxuries with necessities. They work endlessly to afford houses they barely inhabit, possessions they barely use, status they barely enjoy, and in the process they exchange their most irreplaceable resource, their time. Thoreau writes that the true cost of a thing is the amount of life which is required to be exchanged for it. Think about that. How much of your life are you trading for your lifestyle? In today's world of constant notifications, deadlines, emails, and scrolling, this question feels urgent. This is mindfulness as critique. Thoreau is describing a society that fragments attention. And if mindfulness is about reclaiming inner freedom, then Walden is a call to reclaim that freedom from distraction and consumption. Thoreau's solution is surprisingly simple. He writes, "A life is frittered away by detail. Simplify, simplify." This is not romantic minimalism, it's psychological insight. When the mind is overloaded with objects, ambitions, digital noise, attention collapses. Fragmented life produces fragmented consciousness. Thoreau's cabin becomes a kind of mindfulness laboratory. By reducing possessions and obligations, he reduces mental clutter. He begins to notice things most of us rush past. The texture of ice, the sound of geese overhead, the ripple of wind across water, the shifting light of the seasons. These are not decorative details. They are attention exercises. One of the most powerful symbols in the book is Walden Pond. Thoreau measures its depth. He challenges myths about it being bottomless, but he also understands that depth is symbolic. In many mindfulness traditions, the mind is compared to water. When water is disturbed, it becomes cloudy. When it is still, it becomes clear. For Thoreau, the pond becomes a mirror of the soul, even as railroads pass nearby, even as industry expands, the pond retains its clarity. The lesson? Inner stillness is possible, even in a noisy world, if we protect the conditions that allow it. Thoreau also resists that we might call clock time. He refuses to let life be measured only in productivity. He lives according to the seasons rather than schedules. Today, our lives are dominated by alerts and deadlines. Mindfulness is often described as moving from doing mode to being mode in this regard. So Walden is an experiment in being mode, not laziness, not withdrawal, but a more truthful relationship with time. And there is an ethical dimension here too. Thoreau constantly examines his own desires. What do I truly need? Which cravings are genuinely mine? Which are manufactured? In the chapter Higher Laws, he reflects on hunting and admits that he increasingly feels it diminishes his self-respect. Whether or not we agree with his conclusions, the important point is this: he is paying attention to the moral effect of his actions, of his inner life. And mindfulness here becomes integrity. Now we must acknowledge an important critique. Thoreau could retreat because he had social support. And mindfulness today is often marketed as a private solution to structural problems. But Walden does not ignore society. Thoreau critiques debt, labor exploitation, consumerism, and blind faith in progress. He asks what kind of society produces exhausted, distracted human beings. In that sense, he pushes mindfulness beyond self-care. He suggests that attention is political, a distracted population is easier to manipulate. Attention then becomes a form of freedom. So what does Walden offer us today? 3 lessons. First, attention must be protected. It does not survive automatically in a world designed to fragment it. Second, simplification is clarity, not deprivation. Third, mindfulness is ethical. It asks us to examine how we live, what we desire, and what we trade our time for. Thoreau does not tell us to move to the woods. He tells us not to live by imitation, to live by awareness, to live deliberately. And perhaps that is the radical invitation of Walden in a world that constantly pulls us away from ourselves. Return. Return to attention. Return to nature. Return to a life that is fully awake. May we all learn to live a little more deliberately. Until then, the page remains open.